Hey folks, can we have you join us up front? We'll get underway here in just a minute. Folks, we've got a photojournalist here who'd rather be at the Twins game, so come on, let's do it. You're smiling, I can tell you're smiling. Those who are speaking, can I have you join us up here? Those who are playing musical chairs with the limited number of 18 chairs.
The only guy here.
He's your audience, Joe. Here.
I'm following orders.
All right, folks, this is like church. We are not starting until somebody sits in the pews.
There you go.
All right, that's pretty good. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joe Atkins. I'm the county commissioner who happens to have the good fortune of representing West St. Paul on the county board, as well as Inver Grove Heights and South St. Paul. Before we get underway, I just wanted to set the stage a little bit. When you think about this spot, so I've actually been doing this public service stuff for a little over 34 years, so longer than some of you probably have been alive. In those 34 years, I've attended hundreds of groundbreakings, and as I thought about this one, I honestly can't think of any that outperforms or rivals what we're about to do here today. And that is because while I've been part of groundbreakings that have changed people's lives, when I've been part of groundbreakings that improve people's lives, I very seldom have been part of groundbreakings that have saved people's lives. And that's what we're actually going to do here today. It's not a possibility, it's not a might, it's not a maybe. That's what this place will do. With that, it is my honor to serve with my fellow county board members who have shown the courage and the fortitude to accomplish things not just like this, but all kinds of important projects across the county. And I want to start by having them please stand. Where are you guys? I see three in front, but all right, there's Mike and Bill. So would you please stand? In the front, I haven't even introduced him yet, and you're giving him a nice hand. We have our board chair, Liz Workman. Second in seniority is Mike Slavic. We have Commissioners Lori Halverson and Mary Heyman Rowland. And our Rookie of the Year, Commissioner Bill Grosky. Thank you, folks. We also are joined by some very august city officials, local officials. I'm going to start with the folks that came the farthest. Mayor Jimmy Francis from South St. Paul. Senator Jim Carlson, who came from Egan. Representative Liz Ryer, who joins us from Egan as well. City Council member Lisa Angsarin from the West St. Paul City Council. And then some yahoos over here I'm going to introduce in a minute. But they're gonna be speaking, so I'm going to save the introductions for these folks for just a minute. A little bit of background about this project. This is the Crisis and Recovery Center. Hopefully the Twins will win today, and Twins fans will not require this sort of service. But it really does take folks at the very darkest moments in their lives when they need to be closest to their families, and it keeps them at home. It keeps them close to home. It gives them the sort of service that they need in order to turn the corner and take one of the darkest moments in their lives and turn the corner and move it in a positive direction. It's a very bad and windy day for written remarks, so I'm going to sort of go back and forth a little bit. But this project actually provides three different types of services. Everything from assessment and intake all the way to intensive residential treatment. We've got a wonderful and strong and solid partner in our friends at Guild, who you're going to hear from a little bit. Yeah, that's fair, Mary, please. And you couldn't ask for a better location. It's close to every conceivable service. It is in a community that cares, in a vibrant location where people want to be, and it's also in addition to this crisis service facility. There's some important energy components that we don't want to forget to mention, and that is on the rooftop. We're going to have solar that'll provide electricity. We've got geothermal that will help with the cooling and the heating. We've got natural prairie plantings that will conserve water. But when we talk about what this place is really about, it's about the 16 beds. It's about, and I want to make sure that I get the numbers right, it's about the 150 people that are anticipated to come through the doors of this facility and be served throughout the next, in the coming year. It's 16,000 square feet of good and useful and helpful services to people in times of difficulty. The typical stay is 90 days for the intensive residential treatment services, 1 through 10 days for those in a residential crisis stabilization. I knew that wind was going to come, by the way. But this is not the kind of project that we do alone, and that's why I want to turn the focus to our local partners, our state and federal partners. On the local level, this just simply doesn't happen without the City of West St. Paul, the staff, and the Planning Commission. They took a chance on this service to provide to people. This is not always the most popular thing to get done, but there were a whole bunch of folks that showed up in support of this project. In fact, when I came to the council meeting, I think the first 7 speakers spoke in favor of it. It was the kind of thing, though, that we can't do, and we can't have, and we can't succeed without our local partners in the City of West St. Paul. Next, of course, is our state partners. Altogether, nearly $10 million in funding, and again, the project would not have been possible. I'm not going to steal their thunder by talking about it in great detail, because I want to turn to Representative Clardy and Senator Klein, but we wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't with our partners at the state level. And finally, at the federal level, we were able to utilize some federal funding, and we have representatives here from Representative Craig's office, Senator Smith's office, Senator Klobuchar's office, and once again, we wouldn't be here today without their support. With that, let's hear from them. I'm going to first turn it over to my friend, Senator Matt Klein.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. And how inspiring, really. Not just the vision of Joe, but all of the Dakota County Commissioners to come up with an idea like this that truly convinces me that when they go to work at the commission, they sit down and think about how they can make Minnesota a better place and a more humane place to live, and West St. Paul a better place to be a neighbor. You may know that when I'm not here, I'm a doctor, and I see mental health and the mental health crisis and the way that we've been forced to care for it inadequately and inappropriately, so acutely. But you don't need to be a doctor to know what mental health has meant to our community, to West St. Paul, to Dakota County, and to Minnesota over the last couple of years. I think if you're a father or a mother or a sibling, you've seen people in crisis, and you've realized that resources are scarce, and you didn't know how to help. And I think we've all seen that on a very personal and individual level. But in the emergency department where I go, you know, I'll often see young people, 16-year-old, 17-year-old people in crisis that sit in the emergency department, not for 5 days, not for 10 days, but for over a month, because there are no beds, there are no mental health beds for that person to be cared for. It's the most stressful and the worst possible place for that person to be cared for. Joe is right. This is not just going to help people and make a safer and more humane and visionary setting for those people, my patients, but it's actually going to save lives, their lives and the lives of their families. And I'm so proud that West St. Paul is going to host this, and that Dakota County had the vision to come up with it. And you know, it was a bonding bill. There are years that we haven't passed bonding bills. You may know that at the legislature, even though we had a trifecta this year, bonding bills require bipartisan support. And so more than usual, there's a little bit of political gamesmanship that gets played with those bills. And that's too bad, because when you think about why we're doing it, and you think about a day like today when we're going to build something that will save lives and help people in our community, makes it all worthwhile. So thank you, Joe. And I'd like to introduce Representative Mary Frances Clark.
Hello. I'm glad you're here. I'm actually really excited to be here. This is one of my favorite bills, and part of it is it's personal. I had a conversation with my aunt, or with my niece this afternoon, and I was asking her about what this type of center would mean to her. She's one, just like many of us have people in our families that are struggling for that healthy mental health. So she's one that's actually, oh, I'm shaking, I'm nervous. But she's actually someone that has benefited from this. Okay, let me do this. Here we go. She's one that's kind of benefited from these type of services. And the importance of it is having it right in your neighborhood, so you don't have to go to St. Cloud for availability and that type of thing. When I asked her what this meant to her, she said that when my sister died, her mom, that if she hadn't, oh my God, if she hadn't had access to something like this, that she wouldn't be here with us today. So this is crucial, this is real. It's nice to have all the services like right here and available. So I'm just really proud of our county and our city for making these decisions. So I'm done, but this is so crucial. So thank you.
I think that shows just how personal this is. It touches every family, and Mary Frances and Matt, we appreciate your personal experiences and what you brought to the state capitol to share with your colleagues. Again, we wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for your support and your help, and you're getting this across the finish line. Thank you very much. With that, I'm turning it to my friend Wendy Berry, City Council member from West St. Paul. Wendy.
I didn't bring a paper copy because I knew the wind was coming. No, I'm just kidding. Well, thank you all for being here, for all your words and your support for the Crisis Recovery Center that we're going to have right here in West St. Paul. The concern for appropriate mental health care isn't something that's a new topic in West St. Paul. We have a fire department that's partnered together for years with the South St. Paul Fire Department, South Metro, to focus on those mental health concerns that firefighters have. Our police department, South St. Paul Police Department, we partner with Dakota County to make sure that we have mental health services available for law enforcement calls that aren't really law enforcement, they're mental health related. And so the fact that this is another partnership between Guild and between West St. Paul and Dakota County, and it's been supported by so many people, and I see some of them here that spoke in our council meetings about how important this sort of thing was, and they rallied the troops to say, yes, put this center right here in West St. Paul because it's needed. I think it just shows how important for every person. There were high schoolers, there were moms and doctors and everyone that got up to say this is important and we need it, and it's just going to be a great location. It's accessible, it's a beautiful area, and I'm thankful for the support from the state, from the federal, from everyone, and from the county. So this is going to be great, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here on behalf of West St. Paul today.
Great job relying on your notes on your phone there, by the way. It went dark in about 10 seconds, so Wendy just ran with it. By the way, if you'd join me in turning, we've got Chief Wicki, Chief Sturgeon from the South St. Paul and West St. Paul Police Departments. Not just for them, but for all the folks. Would you raise your hand? I'm about to call upon one of our preeminent sponsors or partners in this whole thing. But if you're in this field, if you're working on mental health, would you give a hand up? And Julie, you're probably going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn it over to Julie Bloom from Guild to talk a little bit about this wonderful partnership that we have with our friends from Guild.
So I just want to say, Mary, that's why I always insist on a lapel mic because my hands shake too. Yes, thank you so much. Just being here today and looking out at all of you and walking amongst you, I thought, oh yeah, that was stage 1 of the project, and then stage 2 of the project, and that was way before the project. And so it's just so incredible to be here today to think about not just our partnership with Dakota County on this project, but the long partnership that we have had, the relationship we've had with this community, And I can't express to you what it meant as a community partner that provides these critical services to be seen by our county partner as in worthy of expanding and providing better care and better services to our clients. We are so excited. We've been operating these services in South St. Paul since 1982, and they've changed a little bit over the years, but this building will enable us to serve people in a new and different, and I can't even state how much higher quality of care people will be getting because of all of the hard work that each and every one of you have put into this project. So we are just overwhelmed with gratitude and excitement about the next stages. And so grateful to our legislative partners, to the county partners, to our community partners. We really just are so grateful for each and every one of you. As we think about these services, Senator Klein talked about the wait in emergency rooms, and we hear that all the time. And the residential treatment and residential crisis actually represent a very critical pressure release valve for those hospitalizations, because we take people who are just kind of on the edge of being ready to be discharged out in the community but need a lot more support out of the hospital so those beds can be freed up for other people. Dakota County's support in this project is a model because we need these services in all of our communities. Commissioner Atkins said this has to be done at home in order for this to work, and we need more services and they're not funded. And so Dakota County's partnership with us, the states, is really just an incredible statement of support for mental health and for these types of facilities. I want to do a special thank you to the O'Gara family who are here with us tonight. They have very generously, very generously donated the cost that it would have costed Guild to do the move and to move in and have all of our furnishings ready for this facility. And we are just so incredibly grateful to them. We've asked our community to step up. We've asked our legislators to step up, the county, and individuals, and everyone has said yes. So thank you.
Again, folks, a big hand for Julie and our friends at Guild. And once more for the O'Gara family. You clapped for them before we even knew what they did. But thank you all very much. Also, Julia referenced that this has been active in South St. Paul for 41 years. Mayor Francis, on behalf of all of us here today, thank you to your community for hosting this. We're not going away. We're just still in the neighborhood, but thank you so much. And with that, Allie, representing Representative Craig's office, I don't know what she's doing today, but would you come join us? They're having apparently some issues in Washington, D.C. But Allie's here on behalf of Representative Craig. Allie.
Hi, everybody. My name is Allie Gray. I am a community liaison with Representative Angie Craig's team, and I'm here to read a letter on behalf of Angie in lieu of her absence. Thanks. To the Dakota County Crisis and Recovery Center. I'm so sorry that I could not be in attendance to celebrate breaking ground on the Dakota County Crisis and Recovery Center. There are votes in Washington today. Thank you for your commitment to ensuring a safe and healthy space to help our community thrive. In the past 5 years, Minnesota has experienced a threefold increase in death caused by opioid overdoses, and the rate of individuals with substance use disorder continues to rise. This is a public health emergency that demands a comprehensive public health response, and the resources and support you will offer our community with this new location is a crucial part of this response. I'm proud to know this building will house a variety of inclusive mental health resources. I offer this letter as a token of my appreciation for your service. This is a topic that is very important to me. I led a group of Democrats and Republicans in Congress in a call to make Narcan available over the counter, and the FDA listened. Now I'm working with my Mental Health and Substance Use Disorder Advisory Council on comprehensive solutions to the opioid crisis. In Congress, I introduced the Reconnections Act of 2023. This bill directs the Center of Disease Control and Prevention to expand their overdose prevention efforts and add the fentanyl crisis to their list of new and emerging public health crises. I look forward to continuing this crucial work alongside healthcare professionals, law enforcement, and community leaders here at the Dakota County Crisis and Recovery Center. I look forward to visiting the finished facility, and I'll keep fighting for more resources for Minnesota's 2nd District in Congress. Sincerely, Congresswoman Angie Craig.
So thank you, Allie. Thank you, Representative Craig. We also have representatives here from our U.S. Senator's office. Could you please raise your hand for us? From Senator Smith's office. Thank you. Please carry our appreciation back to Senator Smith. Just unwavering support that we've had at the federal level for efforts like this, and it's very much appreciated and recognized. With that, before we throw a little dirt around, do the official groundbreaking, would everybody that had a hand on the staff side in getting us to this, please raise your hand for us as well. Come on, raise them high so that we can see who you are. Those of us with election certificates who really don't have any other skills other than to vote for stuff, genuinely appreciate the folks that do this. Folks with hard hats on, today is kind of where our job stops. We throw a little dirt around. You really don't want us helping with the construction anyway, guys. So let's, but it's going to be a magnificent, a year from now, it's literally going to be saving lives here today. With that, I'd like to invite everybody that had a hand in this, everybody on the elected side, on the appointed side, coming up. We're going to put Liz Workman, who's our board chair, is going to be right square in front. Right there, Liz. Please, our speakers, our elected officials, planning commissioners, this is a very inclusive atmosphere that we got going. We're going to do several photos, please join us up front. We'll throw a little dirt around and get and start breaking ground on what will be just a wonderful facility to come. Thank you all very much for joining us this afternoon.
In a lot of different capacities over there. Yes.
Do you want me to take a shovel? The green hat. If I stand next to you, I'll make it tall.
Joe, get in there.
All right. A couple more shovels over here.
I've got time for cheating. I don't know there's going to be a name for the vegan.
No one knows.
Exactly. Thank you. You're saying but we want to make sure you're signed.
Make sure you sign, but otherwise.
All right, this will work.
Between you, yeah.
Go on. Nope.
And I look better.
So are we throwing the dirt or not? You're going to throw it on the count of three.
How did you know?
Where are we throwing it? It'll fall in our face.
Hey, Jimmy, you're over here.
Oh, no, I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did.
Only for 41 years. Seriously, we're not taking this photo until you join us.
Come on, get in here.
All right, folks, join me. Jimmy.
How about if I just do a selfie like this?
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. We also need the chief.
All right, we are set. We got everybody in here. On the count of...
Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, ready?
Yep.
3.
All right, let's do it one more time.
I thought it was still. I thought we'd keep it neat and clear. Okay, 1,